how you apply the compost. Any farmer can just go and dump horse poop on their crops whenever they wanted to. With organic certification, it has to be at least 90 to 120 days, depending on the type of crop. You can't just put it on the week beforehand and hope to get a whole bunch of great looking tomatoes. You have to wait 3 or 4 months before you actually harvest the crop.
Is the pork more tender with the vegetable than with the grain?
I guess I don't know. I think it's got a better flavor, definitely. I think the being tender nut is really how you cook it. It's definitely got less. It has a flavor that I don't know if you've ever had homegrown pork, but it doesn't taste like it does like the grocery store pork does. There's a lot of there's a lot of flavor to it. I would say it's more tender, but yes, I haven't had grocery store pork in a long time. I really don't know.
Do you sell it before?
Right now we sell the pork by halves. We call it on the hoof. You have to buy the actual animal, and then we slaughter it to your specifications. The problem with organic certification in meat around here is there's no organic butcher. It's very similar to organic dairy, where if you're going to have an organic pig butchered, you have to take it to the slaughterhouse. They have to be the first pig slaughtered on that day. They have to clean everything after and before and after that particular pig is taken care of. There's a lot of paperwork that goes with it. They have to keep everything completely separate from the conventional pigs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of work, and there are not many butchers around here who want to do that much work. And they also have to be inspected by the government and get their own organic certification. So my pork, even though it's still technically certified organic, it's only up until the point of butchery, because after I send it to the butcher, they can be considered organic. Does this
Even though it is?
Yes, because the butcher is not. So we sell our pork by the half. You can buy a half or a whole pig, and at that point, I mean, for me, it's the pork, it's not a big deal. But what we're going to try this year is we are going to do some retail cuts, but we won't be able to label them as organic. Did that answer your question?
Thank you.
Sorry. Yes?
What was the beef that you got there that you put in lower temperature? How was that?
I'm sorry, I can't.
With the beef, with the grass fed beef, you have to cook it at lower temperature. Doesn't it work that way?
I never made it the same way as I used to. It's fine. Usually slow and low is good for any grass-based product, especially chickens and beef. The pork I usually do, if I'm doing pork chops, I'll do them at 325 or 350 for half hour, 45 minutes. They come out great. Somebody had a question over here.
I was going to say, some kosher butchers kind of have to follow that same
Yeah.
procedure.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Very similar, but it is separate. It's a separate certification, I guess.
And like in big cities like Buffalo or Erie, they don't have the.
They probably do, but it's not worth my gas money to drive up there for.
No.
I have plenty of customers who are happy to buy half a hog and go visit that. So we're a community supported farm, and I think community supported farm is actually a two-way street. The community supports us, but we also need to support the community. So some of the things that we do is we bring in interns from the local colleges, from SUNY Fredonia and from JCC, and they work with us on various projects. Some of the interns have done like soil sampling for me. They've also done projects for like helping me develop a network of farmers and getting databases set up for the county. Lots of different things. A lot of times they just help me in the garden, help me planting things, doing seeds, and just general farm projects. Another thing we do is we work with the Chautauqua Works program with their summer employment, their youth summer employment project. So we hire kids, high school kids usually, who come and help out at the farm for probably 40 hours a week, actually 30 hours. And they learn job skills. They're at risk. These are kids that have been deemed out at risk, and so they come to our farm. They learn job skills. They learn how to work. They learn how to manage their money with their paychecks. They learn a lot of employment skills that they wouldn't learn otherwise by just sitting, by being on the streets or some other thing. So we bring in interns, we bring in kids from the Chautauqua Works program. We work with our local food pantries and Cherry Creek and South Dayton. They send a lot of our products. And it's not the leftover yucky stuff. We actually give them a portion of the good stuff. And, you know, whatever they need, we try to help them out with. We also,
How long have you worked with the Chautauqua Works program with the kids?
this would be our 4th year, I think. And I don't know that we're getting any this year. I think their
Okay.
funding's been extremely cut.
Oh, that's
But we've had 3 groups of kids. We've had 3 groups of kids over the past few years.
that's cool.
Yeah. And then last year's group wanted to come back, but like I said, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Did you mention 4-H?
Pardon?
Did you mention 4-H kids or?
Chautauqua Works.
Oh, okay. You don't have the 4-H kids coming?
No. They could. No one's approached me about it.
Yeah, because there's enough of them around here.
Yeah. What else would you guys like to know about?
Can you talk about the different types of garlic we have? You have already done that?
Sure. We have garlic. So if you guys missed the first part, the little garlic scapes that are in the box over there, the little curly Q things, those are actually the top of the garlic plant. And if anybody's ever grown garlic, but you usually buy the garlic bulb, right? That grows underneath the soil, it sends up a stalk. You actually plant it in the fall and you harvest it the next summer. So it sends up a stalk with a whole bunch of leaves, and then it sends up a flower stalk because all plants want to flower, that's how they breed, they make more plants. It sends up the stalk, which is actually that curly Q thing, the scape that's in the box over there. And at the end of it is a flower bud. Do they have one? Yeah, let me see yours. Okay. So the garlic plant is about this high, you've got this thing on top of it, and you just send it right here. This is actually the flower blossom. They'll actually get much, much larger if you leave it on the plant. And eventually it will actually open up and it'll be a flower that looks kind of like a ball with a whole bunch of spikes to it, yeah. They're really pretty. But the problem is if you leave these on, all the energy goes to make the flower and you get a really small ball. So that's why we cut them off. We cut them off because we want big bulbs of garlic rather than flowers. These are really good substitute because garlic doesn't come in until July, then you have to let it cure. So a lot of times you don't actually get your fresh garlic till August. So if you have a craving for garlic, these will help you meet your craving. Just chop them up like you would scallions or green onions, sprinkle them in whatever you want to. You can use it from the end to end if you use this part. There's a bunch of recipes in there. They're very good. They'll keep in the fridge, take them home, put them in the fridge. Probably in a plastic bag would be better, and they'll last you for quite a while.
We do love the garlic scapes. We've received garlic scapes before, and we have some friends who are in, where does Fran live? Michigan? They have a farm, and it's just like and we told them about organic garlic scapes, and I think they're going to investigate that possibility. One thing that I was concerned with is I don't get my garlic from Aldi's anymore because the garlic comes from China, and there was a scare with cyanide, I believe, and other heavy metals. So we feel better about buying our garlic organic and locally.
That's an interesting thing. Even with organic standards from country to country, the standards are different. I always say it's better by locally, at least in the United States. The closer to home you can get, the better. If you know the farmer, even more better. You can ask them questions, you can go visit their farm, you can taste their produce and say, hey, why is this like that? Or, you know, what is it that you do to get produce like this? So I say the closer to home, the better.
I like garlic. I just become a mom, But the bulb on the bottom is almost smokeless.
They do need a lot of water. It's been a very dry summer. And they're also very heavy feeders. I did give an empty compost.
But they're all drying up already, so I told them.
The